the bus came through here.
My red light is on, so I am going to call today's regular meeting of the Yountville Town Council for February the 4th. It is 3:01, and happy birthday, Yountville. You made it to 60, pretty good. So with that, we are going to, I'm going to ask for a roll call first, and we'll do voice votes for everything today. Will that work?
Council members Knight,
Here.
Tripp,
Here?
Reeves,
Here.
Vice Mayor McKee,
Here.
and Mayor Moeller.
Here.
All members are present.
All right, thank you very much. Can we all stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now I'd like to get a motion to adopt this afternoon's agenda.
Move adoption of the agenda.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt today's agenda. Is, can we get, the sheriff has arrived. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, any abstain? That passes unanimously. And any council member announcements from meetings? No, we'll do that next time. That's fine. So now we've got quite a few dignitaries in the audience who have brought proclamations to tonight. So first I'd like to call up Napa County Supervisor Ann Cottrell, in charge of the 3rd District, which is Yountville. So,
Good afternoon, council members. I'll wait for a minute. I'm good. All right. Good afternoon, council members. I feel like I should begin with something like neither sleet nor snow nor freezing rain, but instead I will say congratulations. And from all of my colleagues and myself, I'd like to read this proclamation. Whereas the town of Yountville, revered by many as the heart of Napa Valley, was incorporated on February 4th, 1965, and has since flourished as a vibrant, dynamic community known for its rich history, scenic beauty, and exceptional quality of life. And whereas the town of Yountville was named in honor of George C. Yount, the first permanent Euro-American settler in the Napa Valley, whose pioneering spirit laid the foundation for the town's growth and development. Over the past 60 years, Yountville has become a premier destination celebrated for its culinary excellence, acclaimed wineries, arts and cultural offerings, and commitment to sustainability and community well-being. The residents, businesses, and civic leaders of Yountville have demonstrated an enduring dedication to fostering a strong sense of community, enhancing public spaces, and preserving the town's unique character and charm. And whereas the town of Yountville continues to thrive as a beacon of hospitality, innovation, and civic pride, contributing significantly to the cultural and economic vitality of Napa County. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that this Board of Supervisors, County of Napa, State of California, on this 4th day of February 2025, does hereby acknowledge and celebrate the town of Yountville on the momentous occasion of its 60th anniversary of incorporation, and extends heartfelt congratulations to its residents, its leaders, and its community partners for their remarkable achievements and contributions over the past 6 decades. Furthermore, this board encourages all residents of Napa County to join in recognizing this milestone and to honor the enduring legacy and bright future of the town of Yountville. Thank you.
Nice.
I guess I could get my microphone down there, but next I'd like to invite up Anna Chateau, who's representing Mike Thompson's office.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me in here? Mayor and Vice Mayor and council members. My name is Anna Chateau, and I'm here from the office of Congressman Mike Thompson. He would love to be here, but he has to be in D.C. to be doing work. So I'm here to say happy birthday, Yountville. This is a big milestone. 60 years really is an accomplishment for all that you have done here with the culinary efforts that have come from here, the art, the wine, the hospitality, having the veterans facility that's the most comprehensive in all of the United States is so important for our community. So we do have this congressional record that we'll give you. It's the highest honor that a member of Congress can give to a community and a person. It will be read on the floor of Congress and also in the official record. So congratulations. It's such an honor to be able to be here and honor you and be a part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Now I'd like to invite up Tracy Crumpton, who's representing Cecilia Aguilar Curry's office, right? Correct. Thanks.
You never know from day to day. Mayor and Town Council, it's just an honor to be here with you celebrating this amazing milestone. And Yountville truly is the heart of Napa County. And you just feel it when you come into the town, just this feeling of community that you really don't get anywhere else. So on behalf of Majority Leader Aguilar Curry, as well as Senator Christopher Gabaldon, in fact, Cecilia wanted to be here and she first was going to be here. Needless to say, she's very busy up in Sacramento right now. It's a very busy time with everything going on. But just really want to congratulate and celebrate and honor you, and congratulations on this milestone. And we have a resolution that's signed by both the Assembly member and the Senator. So thank you so much.
Now, we'll get my proclamation.
Oh, sorry, blue.
You get this over here. Yeah. And now I'd like to invite Brad Ralston up to the podium. So the town of Yountville would also like to give a proclamation to all of our residents in town and to our town staff. This proclamation is celebrating the 60th anniversary of incorporation. Whereas Thurman and Ella Gates, along with other residents, Lumita Miller and Bud and Barbara Jelinski, formed the Yountville Improvement Club around 1960 and began conducting the necessary work to incorporate the community. Whereas in January of 1964, the Yountville Improvement Club hired an attorney, Charles J. Williams, to help with the legal technicalities of incorporation. Whereas the Yountville Improvement Club met in various locations in Yountville, holding many meetings and fundraisers to help navigate the town through California's incorporation process. whereas residents were divided on whether or not to support the incorporation of Yountville. On January 26, 1965, there was an election to determine if the residents wanted to incorporate and elect council members. Whereas, due to the fear of overregulation, the first vote for incorporation failed. Whereas, prior to the second vote for incorporation, Attorney Charles Williams advised that Yountville's boundaries be amended to include the Veterans Home to increase the population and make Yountville eligible to receive grant dollars. Whereas, including the 2,000 residents at the Veterans Home, it increased the population to approximately 2,600. Whereas, to raise funds, the Yountville Improvement Club hosted a St. Patrick's Day dance at the Rutherford Grange Hall, held a 3-day rummage sale at the Yountville Trading Post, and hosted a street dance and steak barbecue at the Yountville Community Park. Whereas the second vote for incorporation passed by 18 votes. Yay! Whereas when the city of Yountville was incorporated in 1965, it became the fourth incorporated community in Napa County. Whereas in 1982, the municipality changed its name to the town of Yountville, which continues to thrive as a small but vibrant community known as the heart of the Napa Valley. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that I, Margie Moeller, Mayor of the Town of Yountville, along with the Town Council, do hereby proclaim February 4th, 2025 as the Diamond Jubilee in Napa County and encourage all residents of Yountville to celebrate town pride during this month and throughout the year. So thank you for being our town manager. And would you like to say a few words?
I feel like so. Starting out with thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Town Council. Obviously, I've almost been here 2 years now. Such a blessing to find Yountville. Thanks to all of you hiring me, but I really accept this on behalf of the staff, on behalf of the community. I mean, we generally are an extension of the community, as you know, and I think it's great to see everyone here today. The celebration will continue despite the rainfall we see out our windows here, and I think it's been an interesting day as I look at the department heads, particularly Sam. I will recognize some of the staff a little more as we get into some of the formalities. But I'll start by saying they made the right decision, whenever that was 60 years ago. It sounds like it, sometimes it takes 2 tries to get things right. But then as you start to look at the history of the town, which has been really interesting to me as someone with new eyes on the town, and some of the things we're celebrating next door, and we'll talk about the pop-up museum. I found it interesting that you were talking in your recitals about like throwing parties, and there's such a sense of hospitality in Yountville. And I learned a long time ago that if you want to get things done, throw a party. Usually, you hope for better weather, but the truth is, and hopefully the community has seen the effort that has been put in next door as sort of a testament to our 60th, but really I think to sort of I'll call it I've heard different words. I've heard the soul, I've heard the flavor, I've heard all these like attitude of Yountville sort of terms, which, are all fitting, but I think the reality is, here we are in 2025. It's such a beautiful place. We now have something new to celebrate next door. We'll continue to make improvements to that while we care for the town. I think it's also, I was going to joke, it's fitting that John Ferns is on crutches today. If you didn't see him hobble in, because the B bus was stuck when we got in. It's like a day in the life of Yountville, and at the end of the day, it's such a beautiful place, and I'm so happy to be here. So I want to thank you, Council, for hiring me, but I want to, again, pass along the sentiments of the proclamation to the whole community, and the show will go on, and it will be a great day despite the rain. So thank you again.
Okay, thank you very much. So the good news to everybody, we only have one item later on today, and it's going to be a fun item too. So we want to kind of continue recognizing folks. Just quickly, I wanted to go through a list of some of the milestones over our last anniversary celebration was for 50 years, and that was 10 years ago. And so the milestones that we'd like to mention that we've accomplished over the last 10 years from 2015 to 2025 is that in 2016, this town hall was actually put on the National Register of Historic Places. And in 2019, the LGBTQ flag was raised for the first time over town hall. In 2020, we don't want to mention it, but we should because it was a milestone. The global pandemic, which resulted in a worldwide shutdown and really shifted our global economy, and Yountville went on. Our staff figured out how to do things to keep our community together, so that was wonderful. In 2020, the Yountville Elementary School closed, and tonight that will be the site of our big celebration. You can see a big tent over there. In 2023, the Community Hall Gallery was renamed the Stephen Rogers Gallery. In 2024 was the 140th anniversary of the Veterans Home founding. So another big milestone in town. And also in that year was the 150th anniversary of our Yountville Community Church, almost directly across the street from us. And in 2025, we are celebrating our 60th anniversary of incorporation, and we will be officially opening the Yountville Commons and Schmidt Hall after this meeting. And I just wanted to also mention that we have some of our partners from the Chamber of Commerce have put together a video. When you go into Schmidt Hall, you can see the video that they put together, and specifically that was Tim Clark and Noel Resnick. So take a look at that, and I'll give you some more updates later. So Eric, would you like to make some presentations?
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. So I have an honor, being a member, late last year we created a history committee. So I have an honor today to provide us certificates of appreciation for a few folks that were on the committee, and there's others that have ones to give as well. So thank you. So my first certificate is for Tom Bundy.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Tom. So we have a flag and button there.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you
Yes,
very
yes,
much.
yes.
Anything you'd like to say? Or
Yes, definitely. Well, I'm very proud to be a resident of Yountville, but also as part of the person who lives at the Yountville Veterans Home. I wanted to speak for the people who live there and say that we're so proud of being part of Yountville. I mean, our families come and visitors in Yountville, we're so proud of it, but also the fact that the people of Yountville really give us warmth and respect, and it's a wonderful feeling. And we'd like to thank everybody who goes out of their way to be so nice to us. I mean, and I know we're part of the community, and we want to look forward to the future. It's going to change, so we want to be part of the change and make a wonderful future. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom.
the second person I have who was also on the history committee was Randy Pina. Randy has made great contributions recently in the Yountville Sun with his history column, which I enjoy reading, and thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
There you go. And your flag and button.
Glad Robin
and
couldn't be here today.
Yeah. You like say anything or no?
Well, I'm just hoping that Robin could have made it today, but she is 8.5 months pregnant, having some difficulties there, but she was the originator of this flag. So that ended up in Sam's office, I guess, and that's where we Thank you.
Well, thank you, Eric. And now I have the pleasure of expressing gratitude to the ad hoc events team and key staff members who skillfully put together our event this evening in the pop-up museum. High praise goes to our Parks and Recreation Director, Samantha Holland, for her leadership, and the capable team members, Caitlin Huss and Danielle Matucci's. Ladies, will you join me at the microphone? Nice night for a party, right? So first off, I think this is Danielle's. This is your certificate. And flag and pin. And Caitlin, hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, so this is for you. And you. And Brad, you have a little something?
Yeah.
The events committee also included Mayor Margie Moeller, Brad Ralston, and me, and we enjoyed working with such professionals. Thank you, ladies. Event planning begins in the imagination and on paper, and it's our public works team who does the structural and physical work to bring the concepts to life. So I want to also give a shout out on this wonderful day to our public works team that includes Director John Ferns, Deputy Director Rosalba Ramirez, and the key contributors also are Erica Rogers, Jake King, Ryan Hill, Juan Casillo, Leo Martinez, Manny Almanza, Max Navarro, and Yountville's own Jacob Solis. So thank you, you guys. Thank you all.
Mayor, oh, I'm sorry.
Councilmember Tripp makes it. I know we surprised Sam with flowers. I feel like they're guilt flowers, like because of the rain and the day that it has. But, I do want to obviously single everyone out. But I think, as you see what's going on next door, I recognize you later, John, but I think Sam and John, and Sam in particular in the last few days, has just put a Herculean effort forward to keep us dry, which we will do next door. But I just wanted to single you out and make sure you got something special. Councilman Tripp?
Well, I have the pleasure of acknowledging two really important people. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge John Ferns, the Director of Public Works in Yountville, who it's really hard to imagine that we have been at this almost just about a year, that we were talking about the site, negotiating, working it out. And John and his team made it all happen. And things disappeared, things moved, But I know how much work is involved. And John is a professional engineer of the highest. But the other day at the council meeting, he was out there sweeping the front steps. And I thought, that is really the Yountville team. Everybody pitches in. So thank you, John. Thank you. Yeah. And Brad gave you your wine. And the other person I'd like to acknowledge along the same lines is Sean Grinnell, who is with Pound Management.
You can walk. You're coming up.
Yeah, you don't bite, at least most of us. And Brad has just found you to be an incredible resource. Sean has been doing a lot of along with John, contract management, making a lot of this happen, and the groundwork. And I have the good fortune to know Sean's mother, who lives down the street, a long time Napa resident and Yountville resident. So I know a lot about Sean that I won't bring up today, but it's mostly all good, and I know you've made a great contribution. So thank you very much on behalf of Yountville.
Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Speak in the mic.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
kind of like this direction a little bit better, but I will use the microphone. It is my really great pleasure to recognize and thank our design team of Kelly Morgan. And I know that Brendan Kelly is in the audience, and if you could come up, I would really like to say a few words about our partnership. This is a small token of our appreciation, but it represents a very big thank you for being part of this team that has taken on a very important project in this town, the Yountville Commons. Both Brendan Kelly and Carrie Morgan have immersed themselves in all things Yountville, and they have come up with design solutions for the interim uses at the Commons that not only fit, but elevate the spaces to a place where Yountville residents expect. So that's a tall order, I have to say. And their aesthetic fits the sensibilities and our needs in this town. And they've listened and created a sense of understanding and care and provided solutions that work for now. And I'm excited to see what they come up with in helping us really create innovative community addition at that property, because this is our opportunity to really shine and make a difference in our own community. And we are so grateful to have the assistance of such excellent partners. Thank you.
Thank you. And in honor of this lovely recognition, and really especially for Brad, this is the shortest time I'm ever going to speak while I'm this.
Mayor, if it's a moment, I just wanted to recognize a few members of the History Committee that weren't here, that are not here today. That's okay. I just wanted to, there's two people that will receive certificates of appreciation. One of those is Nancy Monty. Nancy and Ray Monty were very involved and actually were the purchasers of the Grosinger Winery in the mid-'60s that eventually helped establish Vintage 1870 and were involved in bringing Don and Sally Schmidt to Yountville. So Nancy couldn't be here tonight, but we appreciate all of her memories growing up in the Valley, attending events at the Veterans Home, and you'll hear her next door if you stay and listen to her. She's on the video, thanks to her. Also, I wanted to thank Denise Jackson, a resident of the town of Yountville, who has done a lot of history for Yountville, and especially categorizing the cemetery, the Yountville Cemetery, creating a history of the cemetery and categorizing the different grave sites, and have helped the Cemetery Association with that. And so Denise contributed also to the pop-up museum, and we want to thank her for her participation as well. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, just everybody, for coming tonight. Just some more, I won't call it housekeeping, but we're going to take public comment on anything that's not on tonight's agenda. So this is your opportunity to come up and say anything if you'd like. I don't see any movement, so I am going to move on and ask the council if we have 5 items on our consent calendar. So first I'll take, do we have any public comment on our consent calendar tonight? Everyone's putting their head down, so I'm going to take that as no from everybody. So I'll ask the council if they could get a motion and a second to approve our 5 items on our consent calendar.
Move approval of the consent calendar.
I'll second.
And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstained? So we passed our consent calendar unanimously. We don't have any guest presentations or any public hearings. I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about some of our activities later on. Starting at 4 o'clock or whenever this council meeting is over, we will be moving over. We're not going to be raising the flag outside in the rain. We were able to obtain a flag, and so you can kind of see it. I'm going to talk a little bit about more of the history of this flag and our one and only administrative item that we're going to be looking for approval on tonight. And so over in the first, you can go through what we're calling the Yountville Commons. This is going to be our inaugural release in a way to the public. And you'll enter in through Schmidt Hall. That's named after Don and Sally Schmidt. They were actually the first owners of the French Laundry. And that exhibit in there is a bit of a pop-up museum with a lot of interesting things. You'll see something that looks like a giant wooden door. It was actually Sally Schmidt's cutting board. So, and then there's a rake. And Don used to always rake the gravel in front of the French Laundry, and we actually have that rake. So that's been open. We opened that on January the 17th. From 10 to 2, and the final showing is actually tonight. So please stop in. And also this exhibit was curated by our own recreation coordinator, Caitlin Huss. Thank you very much, Caitlin. And when you walk through, you're going to be seeing decades of photographs of Yountville and a lot of other interesting facts and some great photographs from the Veterans Home and some artifacts from up there. And also, there is a video, and this was the one I mentioned earlier that was made for us by the Chamber of Commerce that kind of walks you through Yountville's beginnings to where we are today. And also there's a booth, and you can go into the booth and make your own legacy video. So you can kind of tell your story and who you were, and years from now, hopefully we'll have those videos to share with the people of the future. So it would be really great if you have a minute to do that. So with that, let's move on to our one and only administrative item. And this item, let's see, we are going to consider adopting a resolution that would approve displaying our Yountville flag, a real flag, on the town's ceremonial flagpole out front, pursuant to the town flag policy for the month of February annually, which will recognize our town anniversary every year, and which occurs on February 4th, which is tonight. So with that, I just wanted to start by, before we consider the resolution, a couple things. I want to tell you a little bit about the story of the Yountville flag. So Randy Pena, who is on the history committee, and he was up earlier, read a news article about the Yountville flag. So he called me up and said, "Hey, Margie, do you know anything about the Yountville flag?" And I said, "No, I've never really heard of it." So off we went, telephoning several people around town. Nobody knew much about it. And then all of a sudden, Whitney from the Chamber of Commerce said, "Well, there's some kind of a flag on the wall in Samantha's office." And so off we went, and sure enough, it was the same as in the news article that Randy had. So, and then Randy actually said, "Well, we're going to go find that little girl." And he looked her up on Facebook and actually found her. So, and she wasn't able to join us tonight, but she sent a video, so we'd like to play that video. She was 8 years old at the time, and actually there was a contest by the Yountville Chamber of Commerce for kids to draw a Yountville flag for a contest, and she won. So if we could play that video, I think that would be fun.
Hi everyone, my name is Robin McBride. My maiden name is Pizer, and I am the designer of the Yountville town flag, and I'm making this little video for you guys in lieu of being there in person. I'm very pregnant. And in the last few weeks, my pregnancy has become high risk. And so I live very close to the hospital. I live right across the street here in Clovis. And they don't want me traveling out of town. So I live about 3.5 hours from Yountville. And I'm not able to make it all the way up there. I normally don't look this swollen, but pregnancy. So I'll give you guys a little bit of an idea of what I'm doing now. I'm 34. I work as a nurse practitioner, or I did before I went on leave, here at the Level 1 Trauma Center in Fresno. I work for the Pulmonary Critical Care Department, and I also work over here in Clovis at Community Cancer Institute with the lung cancer program. So very, very passionate about cancer screening and critical care, and those things. I also worked as an RN in the Bay Area and here in Fresno as well before I became a nurse practitioner. Graduated from Vintage High School, went to UC Santa Cruz for undergrad, went to the University of San Francisco for my master's, and then Holy Names University for my nurse practitioner certificate, which Holy Names doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately, after COVID, but that's a little bit of what I've been doing since I left Napa. And this video is mostly supposed to be about what I was doing when I was 8 years old when I designed the flag. So from what I remember, we had a contest, a second grade contest at Yountville Elementary School. And my second grade teacher was Mr. Elias. And there were 2 second grade classes that year. I think that mine was a combo second, third grade class. And then the other class was just second grade, which is very unusual at Yountville because it was such a small school to have 2 classes of the same grade. Big deal. So we all second graders did the contest for the flag. I don't know why they chose second grade. I can't remember the significance of that, but a bunch of 8-year-olds. And everyone was using purple and green as their colors. Everyone had the hot air balloon in the corner, and I was like, oh, that looks good. I'll do that too. I'm not, even till this day, not a super artistic person. I'm very like type A. Not that you can't be both, but in any case, I was like, oh, that looks really good. I think I'll use those colors and that aspect in mine as well. And then I wrote on the flag, the Heart of Napa Valley, which I was the only one who did that. I will take credit for that. I did not copy anybody. People were putting hearts and stuff, so I think that's where I got that idea. But again, not a creative person. So when I won, I was very surprised, I remember, but also very excited. You know, that's super cool. I remember, I think it was at the Yountville Days Parade. I think they brought me up on stage and like gave me a certificate and a little check and all these things, which when you're 8, a check is like, whew, big deal. But at the time in second grade, I was very, very into my friends. I was always very social. Loved my best friends, hung out with them every weekend, sleepovers, you know, going out in the wilderness. I had a creek in my backyard growing up, so we loved to explore the creek and watch movies, and I loved sports. So doing PE, I played Little League Baseball in Yountville, went on to play softball in high school, and run track and cross country through college. So definitely liked to, you know, play sports. I remember specifically like with the boys, I liked to compete with the boys. But yeah, that's a little bit about me at that age and a little bit about me now. And hopefully in the coming years, when you guys raise the flag, I can come and bring my little family and enjoy Yountville and kind of show them about how I grew up. But in any case, I am sorry again, I can't be there in person. And I'm sending so much good vibes and happy Jubilee to all of you. And anyway, thank you again for reaching out to me and making me part of this. Have a good one.
Oh, that was very fun. Thank you. We'll have to send her a note and the link to tonight's meeting. So So with that, I don't know if, let's take, do we have any public comment on this item that we're going to consider raising the flag, the Yountville flag every February? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the council. Anybody like to make a motion, or do we have any discussion?
Like to? Well, Mayor, I'd like to move approval of resolution number 25-4339, a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Yountville approving the display of the Yountville flag on the town's ceremonial flagpole pursuant to the town's flag policy for the month of February annually, recognizing the town's anniversary of incorporation, which occurs on February 4th of each year.
Second that?
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? So every February, you'll see our Yountville flag flying on our ceremonial flagpole outside of Town Hall. So with that, that's our last item. I'm going to go to the staff. Is Brad and Sam, do you have any final words before you hear from council final words?
We done, Aaron? Did you want to? I can report out that the ZDRB meeting on Tuesday, we will have a 4 o'clock study session to talk about the commons before the regularly scheduled 5:30 meeting. So that will be another opportunity to chime in through the Zoning Design Review Board. That's what ZDRB is, sort of our planning commission here. We intend to come back to council on March 4th for what I'm referring to as conceptual approval, which is what we've been working on in terms of the future of the site. So hopefully everyone celebrates the interim uses, which are pretty much all complete. We will be looking to open the farm stand probably in April or May when the spring comes, and there's a few other finishing touches. For the most part, I hope everyone enjoys what we've done, but there's a bright future, and if you're interested in learning about it, the ZDRB meeting, the council meeting, and then there's one more dinner, as I understand, right, Brendan, which is a week from Sunday. So, and he's still doing the million cups of coffee. I think you're up to a few hundred at least. So you're welcome to. Room 11 will be open tonight as well. So if you want to wander over, it's to the left, and you can kind of see some of the plans that we're working on for the future of the school site. So thanks. Anything else anyone wanted to report? I know that, John, maybe a flood report?
Just a quick flood report. I've been monitoring as we've been sitting here. California Nevada River Forecast Center is showing that that last 4 hours has passed, and that was the bulk of the heavy rain that we're going to experience. So while we are getting a lot of calls right now about water on the roads, it will drain off. We are checking all the critical points, and we don't see any blockages right now. It's just too much water for the local system, so it's managing it as best we can. The shift in the rain will be very helpful, so I think as the evening progresses, you'll see the water here locally recede. The Napa River will still continue to rise because it's a bigger watershed, but here locally, we should start seeing some improvement soon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that. So our last item is typically council meeting reports, but instead of that, maybe the council would each like to say a few words about our anniversary tonight. We'll start over here.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to thank town staff as well for all the work with Yountville Commons and the Parks and Rec department, and especially our recreation coordinator, Caitlin Huss, for the creation of the pop-up museum. We were very fortunate to have someone who has a degree in museum studies to basically help us. And so at one of our early meetings in October, November, she said, wow, most pop-up museums take about a year or more to create. And so we said, can you do it in 3.5 months? And so if you go over there and look at it, it's very enjoyable. It was just a work of love done in the 3.5 months. But I just wanted to share, in the last week at work, I ran into a few people that also had a significant impact on the town's growth and incorporation in the last 60 years. I was in the store and I ran into Don Surplus, and he was on the phone with Jay Kimball. And Jay and Don were really the originators of, they started their ballooning business in 1978, and one of the first balloons that they took off, that they filled and went up in was Don said they did it right here on the school property. So those two were just significant, contributors. Don, when he was talking to me, said I just met last week with George Rothwell, and they said we reminisced for a long time about Yountville, and he mentioned talking about my father, but George and Alice Rothwell too were two people that really were involved early in creating the Mustard Festival, which really was significant for the town. So we have all these folks as well tonight. Rhonda and Michael Shearer are here, who have been very active in the community. And I think of folks growing up where Jack and Alma Caldwell, property owners here, and Jay Caldwell, who made contributions to the community. So what I'm looking forward to is we begin to create the legacy trail, that we have this great opportunity to continue to remember and to honor people that have made contributions to the community over the last 60 years. And I hope everyone is able to come next door, enjoy it, and I look forward to tonight's evening. Thank you.
Such rich history. Eric, that's great. I was a kid growing up on Big Ranch Road, and we would make big trips to Yountville to come to the big town to do some shopping at Vintage 1870 back in the day. But we're at a unique point right now with tonight's celebration. We have one foot firmly planted in the history of Yountville that we're embracing so richly, and the other foot is standing here at the future. So in looking at the commons, the designs, knowing that we're going to be looking at more clear ideas on March 4th, we are poised to continue along with the vibrancy of town, but to develop this historic site for our residents, which is very exciting, but we need to do that while we're embracing our history, because you can't have one without the other. I'm really honored to be serving on council during this important time. Thank you.
I just wanted to say a quick word. It's kind of a combination celebration in terms of the history of Yountville in the 60 years that it's been a town or a city, and the openings of the commons. And I'm just really grateful for all that has gone on before, which really has allowed Yountville to be in this position to acquire the site and to develop it. A lot of great stewardship on the part of management, and also previous councils and mayors have made, I think, this possible. And I echo what Robin says. It's a very neat juncture to be looking at the history and looking at the future. And then I really want to thank the mayor and Brad Ralston, our town manager, for leading us through what's been about a year process. It's almost hard to imagine that it's only been a year to acquire the site, to do some preliminary development and activities. I like to think to myself, if dogs could talk, Brad and John would be two of the most popular people in town, because between the dog park and the gym, I walked by there the other day, everyone's out there. It actually kind of got me enthused to dust off the sneakers and get down to the gym. In any event, I'm just really grateful, and I'm grateful to be in Yountville. And I guess maybe not having grown up here, it's a really unique place, and the sense of community, it's just, being here is one of the best decisions I've made in what's getting to be a longer and longer life. And I jokingly said to somebody the other day, I plan to die in Yountville, and I think I took them aback, but what I meant was, this really is my home, and so I'm just really grateful. And hopefully I'll be around for a while here in Yountville. So thank you, and I really want to thank the staff and We haven't had a chance to thank Celia, who watches our funds. I mean, we have, but she also has had a big role in making sure we could acquire the site, and will be, I'm sure, involved in financing issues and other things as we go forward. And Celia is our Director of Finance. So thank you.
As a really long-term resident of this town and a long time ago council member and a current council member, I really feel a lot of gratitude about being here now to celebrate our history and all the people that created the town into this place that we celebrate now, but also to really look forward with a lot of anticipation and joy at what we can do in the future, how we will shape this community as we move forward, and really honor what has gone before, as well as look towards innovation in how we will meet the needs of future residents of Yountville. So I feel really a lot of gratitude to be here and be in this time with my fellow council members and my fellow residents to really make a difference in our community. So thank you all for coming, and thank you all for being.
All right, thank you. So, happy Diamond Jubilee, Yountville. It's a really wonderful occasion to celebrate 60 years of community and spirit, growth, and excellence. From our historic roots with George Yount to becoming a little charming, safe, and a little vibrant small town in the Napa Valley. It's pretty exciting to see what we've become today. And Yountville has a lot to be proud of. We have beautiful parks, we have a quaint downtown, award-winning restaurants, and a paving index of 80. So I just can't say that enough, how proud we are of our wonderful streets. Thank you, John, and Public Works. All that makes us just a special little gem in the Napa Valley. So here's to many more years of prosperity and unity and joy. So thanks all for everyone for coming. I'm just going to take a quick motion to adjourn to our next regular meeting, Tuesday, February the 18th at 3 p.m. Can we get a motion?
I move to adjourn.
Okay, we have a second.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We are now adjourned, so we can officially, we were going to raise the flag, but we're now just going to go, and anybody who would like, please come over and look at our pop-up museum. We've got a big party tent set up. It's got heaters and drainage and all that stuff. So it'll be all set up. So come and enjoy. So thank you all very much for coming to our meeting tonight. So let's party.
Brad, what's the best way for people to walk over there? Is it through this playground?
I think the driest way is probably out the back and follow the coverings, but